Hey everybody, welcome back to Carnivore Quest. Larry here. Glad you guys stopped by for a few minutes, check in on me. Last couple days I've been having some messages roll in. People asking me if I saw Kerry from HomesteadHow's live stream about carnivore failure. And I hadn't seen it, and this morning I actually watched about half of it. And I just wanted to respond to a few things that were said in that live stream. I've personally never talked to Kerry before. When he put out his very first carnivore diet video, he reached out to me and Cassie through email asking if, we'd want to do some kind of collaboration with him. And I responded at the time. I actually looked back at the email. I was having problems with our streaming software. I was trying out a new streaming software. And so I declined and said maybe another time. It was a few months after that, his channel started really doing well. And he was going to do a 24-hour live stream, like a fundraiser for a carnivore diet movie he was going to do. And I know you guys probably all know about the movie. But one of his team members had kept reaching out to me through Facebook Messenger. I declined a few times, and her persistence was actually the reason I sat down and recorded that video. The real reason we don't collaborate with other carnivore YouTubers. And here's a short clip of that video. It's 1:30 in the morning, and about a half hour from now, it'll be 20 years since the last time I talked to my mom on the phone. I don't know if this video will ever get put out, but 20 years today. Every year I was in the bottle. The day my mom died, of course I got, hammered, shit-faced drunk, excuse my French. But after I got sober, every year is a celebration. Pull out pictures, phone calls with the kids or hang out. And, it's a celebration of our life. But today is just a little different. 20 years. We recently started branching out and doing a few collaborations with other YouTube channels. And, for a long time, Cassie and I just kept to ourselves. I did my first live stream last week with Dave from No Carb Life, Sean, Intentional Carnivore, Carnivore Kip, and Dr. Anthony Chafee. It was an honor to do that. But, over the course of the last 2 years, we've had a ton of offers to do collaborations with different channels. And I was really thinking about it tonight. I just got done editing a video. People reach out to do collaborations with you, and, you keep saying no, and I'll no thank you maybe another time. People get the wrong idea, like you don't like them or you're better than them. And this video is kind of addressing. Like I said in that clip, we were getting a lot of offers at the time to do collaborations with different YouTube channels. And, Cassie and I just really kept to ourselves. And in that video, I really explained why, why we suffer from a certain type of social anxiety. So those messages offering us a spot on that 24-hour live stream that Kerry did was the last communication I had with him or his team. Every once in a while, one of Kerry's videos will pop up in my feed, and he'll be interviewing someone, and I'll watch a little bit of it. I really don't consume a lot of content like that. So this recent live stream that Kerry did about carnivore failures, he got pretty fired up. I guess somebody had trolled him on one of Carnivore Kip's videos. Somebody had left a message that Kerry wasn't too happy with, and he addressed that, but he started talking about carnivore diet channels that promote failure. And the part I watched, he didn't mention Carnivore Quest by name. He did ask the live audience to put in the live chat any channels that they felt were like that. And as I was watching it this morning, you can watch the live chat, along with the video. And some people were mentioning Carnivore Quest and Carnivore Kip. And really, those are the only two channels I can think of where, I wouldn't say we promote struggling, but we have struggled. Everything Kerry said about this is an addiction, you got to beat sugar addiction. There's no moderation. I totally agree with. If you go back to our earlier contents where I was kicking butt, got down to my lowest weight, around 247 pounds, not to my goal weight, but I was close. All we did was promote abstaining. That's why our tagline, no sugar, no carbs, no cheating. We had learned the hard way, early on in our journey that we couldn't do moderation. We had to do, strict carnivore and stick to it. And Cassie and I totally agree with that message that Kerry and his family, put out there to the world, that, sugar is an addiction and it's best just to leave it alone. Like I said, from what I saw the live stream, Kerry didn't call out Carnivore Quest by name, but some people did in the live chat. So I don't know if later in the live stream, he read those comments and he was talking about us. I'm not sure. It's cool if he wants to be critical of, Carnivore Quest or Carnivore Kip. And I wouldn't even be recording this video right now if it wasn't for one part. One part bothered me, and that's the part I want to address. Kerry mentioned, and he showed a photograph of this gentleman named Russell, who had reached out to him and asked him to help him, like Bill Knott. Bill Knott in Alaska has, done great, lost around 300 pounds eating a carnivore diet. And Russell was, trying to get that same kind of help. And Kerry gave, props to Bill for, doing all the work. Kerry pointed him in the right direction, but, Bill Knott did the heavy lifting. And Kerry said Russell was doing well, he was losing weight, but for whatever reason, he decided to have a cheat meal. And then that cheat meal ended up being a cheat day, and then a cheat week, and then a cheat month, and then several months. A lot of us can relate to that, including myself. And Kerry was pretty fired up. And granted, this is a live, so show him a little grace. It's not like it was scripted out, but he speculated that maybe Russell had seen, a video, saying it's okay to cheat and get back on, and then cheat and get back on, cheat and get back on. And maybe, that planted the seed in his head, and he ended up having a cheat meal and realizing he couldn't moderate it, and he got out of control. And then Kerry said a few months went by and he got a message from Russell's brother notifying Kerry that Russell had passed away. Definitely a tragedy, and it's really sorry to hear that. But I really didn't think it was cool for, Kerry to speculate and put that out there that, maybe, he watched a Carnivore Quest video or a Carnivore Kip video. Or, I can't think of any other channels that, have had their creators struggling or promote, failure. And that's not what I think we do. I don't think we promote failure, and I'll get to that in a minute. But, I could speculate that all Russell did was watch, success stories, and he felt he couldn't live up to it. And, you get those cravings, and I'm a perfect example. It's so easy to fall. And, maybe that happened. Or, maybe he's like me. He just made a bad decision. I was going strong, and then Cassie and I had our wedding anniversary, and we went to an Italian restaurant, and I thought I could handle it, and look at me now. I'm 60 pounds heavier, and my family's worried about my health, and I'm fighting with everything I got to get back on track. I don't know if y'all have noticed or not, but if we do any kind of educational content like Cassie did, what version of the carnivore diet is best for you? It's a very, scripted, polished, well-produced video.
First, let's briefly talk about what the carnivore diet is. In its most basic form, it's a diet that focuses entirely on animal-based foods. That means no fruits, no veggies, no grains, so basically no sugar and no carbohydrates. Just meat, eggs, fish, and animal-based fats. Now, there are some nuances when it comes to seasonings and dairy, but more on that later.
I'm still a big part of making that video, Cassie and I planned it out. I do all the editing, and I'm even there while she's shooting it, but I'm not on camera. Cassie is down almost 100 pounds. She looks great. Thankfully, she didn't go off the rails like I did. And so if we have any educational content we're putting out right now, I kind of highlight her and put her on camera. Or if I do like 10 things you didn't know about the carnivore diet.
Welcome back to Carnivore Quest. If you've been eating a carnivore diet for a while, you probably already know the healing power of just consuming animal products. However, if you're new to a carnivore lifestyle, you definitely have an amazing journey ahead of you. Either way, I hope you enjoyed today's video as we go over 10 things you didn't know about the carnivore diet. Number 10, the carnivore diet is ancient history. Many people think the carnivore diet is a new concept or some kind of fad diet. Well, dear viewer, nothing could be further from the truth.
That's an educational video where I'm not on camera. It's a different kind of video. And so, the kind of videos I'm doing right now are daily personal vlogs showing my struggle. And I don't feel that that is promoting failure, and Kerry said he gets 2,000 messages, a week. Well, that's about what we get, and on 99% of our messages are, Larry, you and Cassie have helped us. Thank you so much. We know we're not alone. I just think there are different type of YouTube channels out there, for different types of people. A lot of people don't want to see me struggle, and they don't want to see that, and they've unsubscribed. They might have saw a recent, awesome video Cassie did, and then see me, recently doing these daily vlogs. Like, oh, this is what I signed up for. I'll go watch Kerry at Homestead How, where he's highlighting all the success stories and, different strokes for different folks. But when I was at my lightest and I was on fire for the carnivore diet, that's what I did promote, abstain, stay away. You're going to feel great after 30 days. 60 days, you're going to feel awesome. 90, you're going to be Superman. I just said that in a recent video. That whole section of the live stream where Kerry's talking about Russell and, that bothered me. Because I know how many people we've helped. All of our free weight loss challenges here at Carnivore Quest, we've lost 25,000 combined pounds. And all the people we've helped in our free Facebook group. It's a private group. That's where we spend our time, in the trenches with people, the people who are struggling. Kerry's out traveling the world, doing meetups, promoting his movie, running his YouTube channel, being a father, husband. The dude's busy, I don't know if you guys know what Celebrate Recovery is. It's like the Christian version of AA. At any local Celebrate Recovery, every year they'll have this big praise and worship meeting and, give away their coins, like AA coins. And they'll celebrate, everybody's 5-year sobriety, 8 years, 10 years. And, it's nothing but success. And that's how I kind of look at Homestead How. All the great success people are having on carnivore. Where I look at Carnivore Quest, and, we're like the basement, in your local church with 15 people around the table, at an AA meeting. I think a lot of people who are really struggling are more attracted to that. They can relate more. And I'm really optimistic about this next year, 2025. Man, I got to get this weight off. Like I said earlier, my kids are worried about me. I know how good I feel eating a clean carnivore diet. Anyways, I'm glad I got that off my chest. Like I said, I wouldn't have made this video if it wasn't for that little connection with Russell's death. That bothered me. Over the past couple of years, I've had people reach out, oh, what do you think of, Kerry from Homestead How? Why aren't you on that channel? Or I always say the same thing to everybody who ever asks me. Kerry seems like a loving husband, seems like a loving, awesome father, and he seems like a very smart, motivated, ambitious YouTuber / businessman. And we wish you all the success in the world with the movie. Hope you reach a lot of people. Before I let you guys go, I want to let you all know that in yesterday's video, when I said I was gonna, restart the carnivore diet on January 1st, a lot of you thought that meant I was gonna take a license, to eat whatever crap today and tomorrow. That's not the case. No, I just meant that because I had those mushrooms on Christmas, I thought it was a good idea to restart the clock on January 1st, the countdown, day one. And I'm probably going to do the BBB challenge for the first 30 days, which we all know, Kerry included, that the BBB challenge will crush your sugar cravings. You just got to stick with it for 30 days. And also the live stream that we were supposed to be doing tonight, we will be doing that tomorrow night on New Year's Eve. It'll either be 7 or 8 o'clock at night. So we'll see you guys then. Remember, no sugar, no carbs, and no cheating. Love y'all.